Hello, good evening, Simon.
Nice to speak to you. And what evidence exactly did you submit?
Well, my organisation submitted evidence actually quite in line with, what the Defence Committee in the end concluded. We learned that Britain at the moment conducts only about 1 airstrike per day, which is about 6% only of total airstrikes. In our view, this is quite an embarrassing record for a country like the United Kingdom, especially if we are serious about, confronting ISIS. So that is, something we brought in our report, saying, there is much more we can do in terms of escalating the air campaign against the Islamic State.
Okay.
But we also argued that, there is a lot more we can do. For instance, we need to aggressively rebuild the Iraqi army because they are key in recapturing territory currently under control of ISIS. And, what I cannot stress enough is the need to work with partners on the ground, above all else the Kurds, because it's absolutely unacceptable that the Kurds, keep on complaining about a lack of weaponry, a lack of ammunition. They are putting their lives on the line every single day, not only for their safety, but our interest as well. So we really need to step up here and, work with our partners on the ground.
It seems to me that the West has abandoned its political will and moral will, in many ways, to do anything about this.
Yes, absolutely. I couldn't agree more, which is why I totally support and welcome, the findings of the committee. Because if you look at the evidence on the ground, it very much supports what the committee is saying. We know from the Pentagon, for instance, that ISIS, 5 months into the airstrikes campaign against them, is still basically holding the same territory as they did before we engaged with them. We know that although we were able to kill about 6,000 of their fighters, which is in itself quite a significant number, that they are able to recruit roughly about 1,000 new fighters every month, which means we are killing them at the same rate as they recruit them. What we are looking at right now is a strategy of containment. It is not a strategy of elimination. It is a direct contradiction to what, David Cameron says, Barack Obama says, because they are all talking about eliminating ISIS. Right now we are containing them. We are not eliminating them.
And it seems to me that they are as fascist as any of the authoritarian dictatorial regimes we may have seen in history. And, it's a moot point, isn't it? The Holocaust Memorial Day was only last week, and there we see, days later, a man being thrown off a building because he's gay and a Jordanian pilot being burned to death. These are the type of things that the SS might have carried out.
Yes, I couldn't agree more with you. I think, we shouldn't be under any illusion what type of enemy we are fighting here. This is basically a death cult. They love death as much as we love life. They use mentally disabled children as suicide bombers. They are throwing gay men off rooftops. They're burying women alive. They are crucifying, having children, burning people in a cage. There is no end to their cruelty. They are basically the epitome of evil.
But Julie,
they are not just a threat to the security, of the region and the wider, the world in a way. They are a threat to human decency as such.
Okay, but what do you say to those who say that, this is not something we should get involved with? We've been here before. We've been in Iraq. We made a mess of that. We probably recruited, thousands of angry Muslim young men to the cause of jihad or violent jihad. And we did the same in Syria. Every time we meddle, we just make this worse.
Well, first of all, I would say that, this is an argument we hear again and again, and I believe we have to reject it again and again because it's a logical fallacy. These people don't only hate us because of what we do, they hate us because of who we are. They are going to come for us if they have the chance, regardless of whether we intervene or not. It is in the very nature of groups such as ISIS to bring death and destruction. It's this mixture poisonous ideology combined with a radical interpretation of religion. How can you pin, beheading and crucifying Muslim children on Western foreign policy? It makes no sense. And this is why I say, we have to reject this narrative. It is wrong. And in addition, I would say that, we have to be very careful here before we say interventions are always failures. Every intervention is different.
Yep.
It has to be judged individually on every single case, and we've also seen many times in history the consequences of inaction.
Okay, Julie, we'll have to leave it there, but great to talk to you. Thanks for being on the show today.